Hey everybody, it's Heather Nichols here, and I want to ask you a question. What is actually relevant to you? This has been a really phenomenal conversation we've been having in Access Consciousness lately, and it's been rocking my world. We have such a power and potency with how aware we are of everything. We have a tool in Access called Who Does This Belong To? You can also ask the question, is this mine? And you may or may not be familiar with it. You may or may not have used it. If you haven't, please do. It's a tool and a question that is kind of like a constant reminder of how aware you may be. And that we are constantly picking up on the thoughts, feelings, emotions, the refusal to receive, the judgments, the computations, the contraction of other people. And we perceive it energetically in a nanosecond. We think it's ours. We think it's our feeling, our emotion, our pain, whatever it is. We think it's ours. And then we go to try to handle it, to make things easier in our lives and to become more comfortable. But the thing is that if it's somebody else's stuff, you can't handle it. You're not going to be able to make it go away. But what you can do is you can acknowledge that you're just aware of it. And the second kind of step is to ask, is this relevant to me? Most of the things we are aware of, especially if you're a very aware creature, and if you follow me, you probably are. Most of the things that we are aware of they're not even relevant. Like, they're not even relevant. And that is such an interesting thing to ponder and to look at and to explore, because if not very much that goes on in the world is relevant to you, then where do you fit? Well, maybe you don't. Maybe your greatest capacity is that you don't fit. Maybe your greatest capacity is that awareness that you're using to make things relevant, to make things yours that are not relevant, that are not yours. And the sun is getting intense. And if that is the case, then if you did not use all of that energy to make things relevant to you, if you didn't use all of that energy to buy that whatever it is that you're aware of was actually yours, then how much energy would you have that's freed up to create beyond anything that's ever been created before, to be beyond anything that's ever been beed before, like to be you? And the time is here more than ever, and now is the space more than ever to really start to create our own path, create our own world, create our own future that is something that hasn't existed before, that is beyond anything that has come before and beyond anything that exists right now. And we can't do that if we use our minds. We can't do that if we try to fit into this reality. We can't do that if we busy ourselves with the stuff of other people, which, by the way, probably isn't even theirs. But you don't have control over other people. You only have, the choice to change your world. And so the only way that you can create a completely magical and miraculous life, living future is by being willing to be that. And something that is miraculous is something that hasn't existed before and that shows up in a way that can't be explained. And what if you are that? What if you are a miracle? What if you are miraculous? What if you are magical and you just haven't yet, or you haven't fully chosen to be the inexplicable, to be so different, to be something that is so beyond, to be something that might frighten people, might, inspire people, because sometimes we don't even want to inspire other people. Maybe, like, there's so many things we're not willing to be, and so many energies we're not willing to receive from others. It could be more sort of positive or negative, but both, are just judgments. And when we're not willing to receive the projections of others, the desire, the lust, the fascination, the interest, the hatred, the anger, the, discomfort, whatever it may be, we stop ourselves from being miraculous, and we make all that stuff relevant, and it's all just lies. It's just people's interesting points of view. So what if not much is actually relevant to you? Are you willing to be that different? Are you willing to be that much space? Are you willing to be that curious as to what actually is that you could create as a future that's never existed before? I know the world needs a lot more of that. I would love to see so much more of that in the world. And if there's anything I can ever contribute to you, please let me know. Take care.